Court, State versus a Nobody. Amazing film. Hello there, namaste. So, Court, State versus a Nobody feels kind of weird in the beginning because it literally starts off with a kid being not sentenced, but they're setting his like final sentence to the next date. Like they'll proclaim it before everybody. And his friends start hunting down for a new juror. It turns out that this assistant to a juror, a major juror, finds the case interesting and tries to get the lawyer he works for to take the case. He doesn't, and he lies about the case, which I've seen that in other Indian films, a lawyer assistant lying about him working for someone, and then taking the case and doing it themselves. But he does a great job defending the case. Everything starts going his way. When he's reading the document, like after the kids present it to him, it's like, our friend has been tried, can you help? He's reading the document, and I felt uncomfortable for a minute because it does a flashback, but it doesn't let you know it's a flashback because the cinematography stays the same, the lighting stays the same, the color palette stays the same. Everything stays the same. They didn't even have a narration where he's like reading the document, and as he's reading it, it transitions to like the kid talking as a piece of dialogue that's been jotted down. So yeah, there was that little hiccup where I had no clue what I was watching was actually a flashback, because it was like, I recognize that person. Why is this kid here? He's in jail. But yeah, this thing really does show like a lot of corruption, the officers, the lawyers, the just people in power taking advantage, the fact that women have no say, and the men are basically, especially one guy, is insulting his father-in-law who was the elder of the previous village. You can tell he has an issue the second he looks at his niece. I got like a predatory instinct from him that he was gonna do something, but he was disgusted at the fact that his niece, who's 9 years old, it was her birthday, had sleeveless dress. Apparently that's what he had an issue with. It's unbecoming of a woman. Men shouldn't be the judges of women, let's be honest, we have no clue. So immediately I hated the guy. But I really liked how this went about, because eventually you start getting the hang of it going to the present and then to the past. Because when they start, after he finishes reading, every time they do a flashback to the past, is in the courtroom where it should be as he's being interrogated. I would have enjoyed it if it did it the entire time, if he accepted the case, reading it, and then they redid everything, then we get to see it. I would have enjoyed it that way, because I absolutely loved this film. Immediately, as soon as I knew what was going on, and I can say mainly because I feel like I relate to that kid, that boy, being older than my spouse, you know, all that stuff, and the fact that I spent forever talking to my wife, not knowing what she looked like, in my defense, not even knowing what she sounded like. So for me, it was like, I like this. He's trying to fish for her, and then he finds out who she is by accident. That's how I ended up hearing my wife for the first time. It was by accident, and then seeing her for the first time was by accident. And I felt so close to him, and then everything started falling off around him, and it's absolutely aggravating. So I know why I absolutely love this. I love a courtroom drama. I love a romance that I absolutely can relate to. Of course, who doesn't? But yeah, I mean, this thing is an absolute love story. It's based off like real events, which is also, normally when I see that in like Indian cinema, it's normally means true story, but they can't say true story because then people get angry that it's based off a true story. Like how many times does something come out that's based off a true story and then people start picketing and rioting or protesting the film because it's a true story? If you say based off true events, that gives you a leeway. But I absolutely recommend this film. I was choking up. I felt like tearing. If I was with my spouse, I would have been tearing. She was bawling like crazy, but I wasn't holding her at the time, so I didn't cry either. I was just like, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm a guy. I'm a guy. I can do this. I can do this. That's literally what my mind was thinking the whole time near the end. I'm like, I can push through. Court State versus a Nobody. Absolutely phenomenal film. I absolutely recommend it. This is by far one of the best courtroom dramas I have seen. Yes, I am putting it over Janaganamana, which I hated the first half. I'll be honest. I put it above Pink. I put it above that TV show that's based off courtroom dynamics. I put it off Jolly LLB Jr., whatever. I put it above every single other one. I think the closest thing it'll be related to in my mind for a courtroom drama will be My Cousin Vinny. My Cousin Vinny is a comedy courtroom drama that involves family dynamics. This one is a romantic, true love story courtroom drama. I honestly don't want to say anymore. This thing is absolutely worth watching. I could try to piece it together and it spoil everything, but I honestly couldn't. It's still enjoyable. You watch it for the story, you watch it for the feels, because it could have ended one of two ways. That which what happened could have broken them apart, or could put them back together, and it could literally have gone either way, but I'm happy with it. I love this film. This film was so well done. You feel for each character. You can tell how helpless the women feel. You can tell how helpless the boy feels, how the boy's family feels, because they're a lower caste. They're lesser than the upper caste. They're lesser than the ones who make the money. I mean, you can feel it in this film. Absolutely phenomenal. Highly recommend. Thank you all for watching. I don't know how many times to recommend this film to y'all. You either check it out or you don't, or you're watching me talk about it and praise it after checking it out. Good job for that. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.
You guys got a video? So bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait on that.